Isn't it something how unmatched, unrealized expectations can often cause conflict and confrontations? I'm Marcus J. Butler, and let me tell you about a story that I just recently had. So I'm at a place with my kids, and they're playing around. Needless to say, this may not have happened if my wife was with me, because she probably would have handled it before I even got there. But my kids are playing around, and I was talking to an older lady. Like, when I say older, I mean like grandma age lady, right? So I'm talking to her, and I can see what's going on with my kids. I'm watching them, I see what they're doing. And so they're climbing on the wall, and they're jumping off, and they're jumping down of this wall. But I remind you, I see them and I'm watching them. As I'm talking, I'm multitasking, right? That takes a skill, but I'm doing it. So I'm talking, and I'm watching the kids. And I see this lady out of the corner of my eye say something to my children. They look over at me and they get down off the wall. So I see that, I let it go, and I continue talking. And then my son, he's a little comedian, so he gets back on the wall, and the lady looks at him, he gets down. She turns away, he gets on the wall, and she looks back at him, he gets down. So I'm watching this the whole time. I'm seeing everything that's going on, right? And so they come towards me, and next thing I know, this lady gets up and walks over to me and says, "Are these your children?" I say, "Yes, they are." And she is like, "Well, they're on this wall, and I told them to get down, and I don't want them to get hurt." I said, "Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that." Needless to say, I continue, or she goes sit down, and I continue to let them do what they're doing, because they're kids, they're gonna have fun, and they're gonna jump on the wall if they want to. So she gets back up because they're still doing it, and she goes over and starts to walk towards my children. And so they see her and they come closer to me. And so she bends over nice and close and begins talking to my son. Now I interject, I intercede, because I'm like, I don't know what you're saying to my son. He doesn't have to listen to you. So I say, "Ma'am, excuse me. He's fine. I'm watching him. You don't have to bother him." And she said, "Well, that's the problem. You're not watching him." I said, "Ma'am, I just told you I am watching him. I see what's going on." She's like, "No, you're talking." At the same time, she was talking as well, but she had to, but she could, she came over and said what she had to say. So I said, "Ma'am, I appreciate your concern. Thank you. Please go back and sit down." And she kept going on. And so I said, "Okay, thank you. I'm done here. Go sit down." So expectations, right? Her expectation was for me to listen to her. Now she was older than me, and she assumed that because of her age, not grandma age old. Now, if it was grandma, I would have handled it differently. I was like, "Oh, ma'am, excuse me, thank you." I would have handled it differently. But she had the expectation that I would immediately do what she wanted me to do as far as my kids goes. And so we had a little back and forth. I won't go through all that was said, but it was nothing unloving, ungodly. But I did tell her to go sit back down, and she didn't like that. And I told her that I was done with the conversation. But now I'm talking to the old grandma lady, and she started praying. And she's like, "Lord, please go make her sit back down. Get her out of here." And then the lady goes and sits down because now she's mad at me. And the grandma lady who I'm talking to was like, I'm sorry. She starts apologizing for the lady. I'm like, "You don't have to apologize. It's okay." So I say all that to say, we have expectations that sometimes aren't met, and we can easily take offense of what we expect others to do. So don't take offense. I could have gotten an offense towards that lady because she was trying to talk to my children and tell them what to do and tell me what I need to do with my children, and I'm watching them the whole time. But I chose to let that go. And so many things in our lives are like a balloon filled with helium, and you're holding in your hand, and all you have to do is just let it go. A pen, whatever, you let it go. So many things in our lives can be overcome by just a simple act of letting it go. What in your life do you need to let need to let go. As a mentor, as a father and a coach and a person whose passion is to see people live the life that they were designed to live. And if you've been catching my podcast, if you haven't been catching it, you need to get on and check it out. If you have been catching it, you've known that we've been talking about vision and fatherlessness and the importance of the roles of fathers to help develop those who are coming up. And so, if you haven't been catching it, marcusjbutler.com/podcast. Check it out. Subscribe, review, and leave me a comment. So, expectations are often very touchy because people have expectations of what they think we should or should not do. And if they're not matched, offense, the enemy, the devil, can get an opportunity to come in there and have free will and reign. Don't give the enemy a foothold. And so I chose not to give him a foothold over that conversation. And I hope she didn't take offense with me. It's just, I don't know you. My kids don't know you. I don't have to listen to you. And the same thing with you. Test these things. Don't get all bent out of shape when things happen that don't meet your expectations. Everybody's not going to listen to you. Everybody's not going to agree with you. So, until further ado, think on those words. Think on that. Let's talk more. Catch my podcast. If you're not, you are missing out. marcusjbutler.com/podcast. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Stitcher. I'm on Google Play. Go to my website. Check me out. Leave a comment. Like it. Share this. I promise you, you're going to catch something that you can take away. If it's at least one thing that I've done all that I need to do to help you. All right. Until further ado, let's start.